Alrighty. Welcome into the channel, y'all. My name's Twice. This here's Spook. This is, I guess, something. I mean, it's not exactly something new. Tier list has been around as content for fucking ever. But it's a lot easier than putting together like a PowerPoint presentation when I have all of like a couple hours to put it together before my stream after work today. Um, so welcome on in. I thought this would be a better way of talking about all the games that I finished this year. That doesn't mean the game came out this year by any stretch. Um, and it doesn't mean that I haven't missed some of them, but it's the best I can do. For example, like, oh, why isn't Dragon Quest 3 on there? We didn't finish Dragon Quest 3. Have I played other games this year? Yeah, I played like 10 or 12 comfort games. Um, while I was on the mend with my broken leg. So, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, shocker, not gonna be on here. Did I play it this year? Totally. Then it'd just be up here above the tier list. Did I play all of the Uncharted games again? I did. Did I play Okami again? I did. But we're not gonna. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna try to. I'm not gonna edit this at all, so it's gonna be a nightmare. But we'll try to at least separate it out on the channel. We gotta try something. Gotta try something. Either way, thanks for stopping by. We have, of course, very normal tier list. We've got the GOAT, the greatest of all, 2025. We got the rest of the top 10 of the games I played this year. Anything that's close, we'll put an honorable mention. Basically, I'm going to put some games I'm just going to toss into the top 10. We'll debate them later. And then the ones that get filtered out will drop into the honorable mention. I think they deserve more. Then we get to this was enjoyable, which, you know, we're a vibes based economy here on this tier list and on this channel. So did I enjoy it? Did it have something interesting to it that I remember in the past year? We'll put it there. Then we've got the damning, this was a game that I played, which applies to games I played that were games. They don't have anything I remember, or they just didn't stand out. I did not feel great about it. It was nothing. Then I have Zoinks, where we put bad games. That won't have a lot often. Not only because it usually feels mean, but mostly because I can usually find, if not something enjoyable, you know, not a lot of negative, like, emotions towards it. Not a lot of animosity, if you will. Um, I also put DLC on here because it's my list. I can do what I want. It's great. Um, I don't know how to start this. This has games we didn't stream this year, but it includes games I streamed and games I didn't stream. Every game I completed this year, minus some edge cases, the usual. But I guess let's start. God, do I try to work backwards? If so, I'm not putting Isaac on here either. If we put Isaac on here, it'll be lower than this, and it'll just say Isaac, and it'll just have Isaac in it. I guess I'll try to work semi backwards. From games we streamed, and then we'll go into games I didn't stream this year. So this is Unbeatable, which was one of, strangely enough, multiple, I'd say 3 rhythm games that I played this year. on stuff in the. I can try to order it, but yeah, how do you order vibes? You don't. Nobody at the pizza place is gonna give you anything if you order vibes. Unbeatable was enjoyable. It was good. I didn't. It's probably not in the top 10, partially because we ended up like playing it at launch, which meant there was a lot of bugs. That's not always the case, even with indie games. Depends on like QA, but there was a lot of like a little bit of lag in the rhythm game itself. There was a lot of weird bugs. There was a lot of like I couldn't tell if they were bugs or not. There was like missing scenes where like a game would or like a story beat would hit and then it would just kind of jump. Like there was no real continuity. There's no like ligaments and tendons between there no connection between several scenes. And it wasn't a one-off, which is why I'm bringing it up. If it was a one-off, I wouldn't have even thought about it. But it was very like still bright and vibrant and fun. I liked the different mini games until they stopped doing them, and then there was just like four rhythm style of games, right? Wasn't anything too extravagant, really. I mean, this Unbeatable. The fact that it's just a 2-button rhythm game, pretty neat, honestly. Simple enough for my like seagull brain. And like they'd have baseball games and stuff. The story kind of fell flat, but the gameplay I think made up for it, and the characters were enjoyable. It didn't really ever settle on a tone that it wanted, because it kind of went from like extremely goofy to wanting to take itself very seriously, and I don't know if it succeeded all the way. But I didn't have a bad time with it. I really enjoyed it still. The arcade mode that I played kind of off stream, that's just like slowly increases the difficulty and like the beat types and that sort of thing. Really cool. There were several set pieces at the end of chapters that were a lot of fun to play. The rail grinding segments and that sort of thing. But it also it's just untapped potential, I would say. The visuals themselves were gorgeous. The music was great. And the story had moments along with the characters, but it was held back by like some bugs and some weird choices in like connecting the story mode. Not that it's easy to make a story mode out of a rhythm game. You'd have to really dedicate yourself to it in like a hi-fi rush kind of way. Not every game can do that. That's a whole studio. I still think they could have landed it a bit better than that. That's all right. Even if it's not perfect, it was still a good time. And that's why it's enjoyable. All right, so what did we do right before that? It's a great question. Great question twice. I would say it was like horror. No. Oh God, we gotta like. Okay, we did Hades 2 before that, right? We'll talk about Hades 2. Anything in the top 10 we'll discuss later and either keep it or move it around, including the greatest game I played this year, which we'll put in there. So just Hades 2, that's going in there for sure. Before that was like Horror Block. So that was like Look Outside and Silent Hill 2, right? I'll put those both in there. I'm leaning much more towards like honorable mention, but maybe one of those sneak in. They're both good in different ways. And I kind of still got to ponder about which one I liked more. Before that was Silk Song. I'm just gonna put that there. That's pretty easy. In between that, offline, I was playing. God, what was I playing? I was playing 100 Line, and I was playing Borderlands 4. We'll get through that. There are too many games I enjoyed. It's fine. It's fine. It'll sort itself out. It'll sort itself out. Stream wise, I mean, this was all early, right? We'll drop in. Yeah, we'll drop in Unicorn Overlord because we did kind of finish that up this year, finally. We definitely started it in like 2023 or definitely 2024. That's another. I don't even think it's a missed opportunity game. I just think it wasn't exactly what I was looking for a strategy game when it comes to the story. But I liked the units themselves. They were just overwhelming eventually. Gotten to the point where we basically had. I wonder if I can find a good. That's not helpful. Sure, we'll just do basic advertisement for the game. It's a kind of real time, kind of turn-based strategy based off like some of the Ogre Battles series, maybe Ogre Battle 64. I'm not totally sure. Tactics Ogre, maybe one of the two. There's an ogre in there, much like Shrek. With the usual like superbly gorgeous Vanillaware style, and you just like slowly work your way across 5 kingdoms, and I wouldn't even say like unravel the story. It's a pretty simple story most of the time, and that's fine. It's just there's so many characters, and this happens in a lot of Fire Emblems as well. Eventually there's too many characters, and so you kind of just want to experience it with your core however many like player characters you had, but they just keep adding more, and you keep on kind of having to use them because you can add up to like 10 battalions of 5 each, 50 characters on the field at any given time. And honestly, you kind of need them because the battles get intense and they kind of are sprawling across larger and larger battlefields over the course of the game. I think the Fire Emblem that works with that the most is Three Houses, because while you have a large amount of characters, you can really only recruit however. I mean, if you really want to like break the game, you can recruit a ton of characters, just a ton. But I think in our playthrough we only recruited like 3 or 4. This isn't Dark Souls any percent. This is true. But I promised a Friday stream, and I promised talking about our games that we played this year. I'll watch it later, I promise. Like 3 or 4 extra characters we would recruit, and then just the class. So they split it already into 3, and you could, and really kind of 4 with the church, because you have all the staff of the school, more or less. So I think that was a good way of handling it. This got overwhelming by the end game, where it was just like, okay, there's 50 characters. You need to equip them all with like weapon, armor, 2, 3, 4 accessories. They have a ton of different moves that you can put in that you can set up macros for each and every single one of them that are pretty complex. Kind of reminds me of the Gambit system from Final Fantasy 12 in that you can really almost auto program every single character, but dear God, and then you can place the characters around, right, on this little grid, because some things hit all horizontal, all vertical, all that. It's a lot, and that's not really a negative aspect. It's just exhausting. There's a ton of class. Oh my God, there's a ton of classes. It's just a lot. I liked / loved the battling system itself. In the last third of the game, I was really tired of customizing every single character and getting new characters on top of it. The story is whatever. Look, I've played worse stories. We played Fire Emblem. Well, I didn't play Fates on here, which is good for everybody. But I did play its even worse brother in Engage. So, I've played worse stories by a long shot. But it was just kind of there. I didn't really enjoy many of the characters. And due to how the recruitment and everything works, there's really only like 2 or 3 at any given region, and even then they just kind of fall off eventually. That's kind of a bummer. The world itself, exploring it was interesting, but it was really just to collect more resources and then buy things, and there was some interesting stuff with like side quests and treasure hunts. The rock mining mini game, I'd play an entire game of that for sure. That's why it's bumped. That's almost why I might bump it up to honorable mention. Just that mini game. But with the art and everything, and the majority of the battles being really entertaining, dealing with like setups of siege engines and catapults and gates you need to break down, and watchtowers and different whatchamahoozits and gibbledy-googles. I had a good time with this game. It just didn't grasp and grab me the whole way through. We kind of fell off near the end, which is fine. It happens. Not a big deal. Still pretty good. Put it there. Don't worry about this. We'll go through this later. There's going to be more than 10 up here, so that probably won't help. Streamwise. I think other games we streamed at the time. We streamed. Okay. All right. This is the. I almost just want to put it in its own area, but that's the Rise of the Golden Idol Detective Facts. That's all 4 of the DLCs, because they all got played this year, I think, on the stream. At least 3 of the 4, right? So you have the investigation that kind of follows the base game. For some reason, there's weird. There's the weird one that you go into the past and look up the Lemurians. Then there's the basic setup for the story, and then finally the Curse of the Last Reaper, which kind of follows some of the original game's storylines and also sets up its own kind of lore with a new Lemurian artifact, because there's just a billion of them. They're pretty good. I think either the pirate one, which might be why it's featured, or the Sins of the New Worlds one was the strongest. I don't exactly know which one between the two. I loved being like a hard-nosed detective and figuring out things, because the detective was really competent. Roy Sampson, excellent stuff. Age of Restraint, a little too sci-fi silliness for me. It is fun to look at the civilization that crumbled and left all these advanced technologies behind, but It's not a huge storyline. The Lemurian Phoenix was mostly like, it was all right. It was just two brothers fighting, and then it brought it back strong with the Curse of the Last Reaper, which was the pirate tracking down both the pirates' crimes, the mutiny that had happened in the past, and then murders that were happening in the present time as well. I mean, all in all, just like a nice addition to the Rise of the Golden Idol, which was like a slightly lower, in my mind, story, but just as enjoyable on the mystery end. It was the first one, which was the Case of the Golden Idol. If you haven't played it, you really should. I don't regret any of these. They're pretty good. In fact, I might, you know what? Let's go in an honorable mention. It's pretty good. It's a DLC. But it's a DLC parenthetical complimentary, as opposed to parenthetical derogatory. So, what can you do? Not bad. Can't complain about it. Let's do Heartworm next. It was fine. It was too short to be like really bad. And honestly, it might belong in enjoyable. It was disappointing when it came to like a couple of the main story beats. No, we'll put it in enjoyable. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Some of the like environments were great, and I did enjoy exploring the different environments. Some were stronger than others, for sure. I'd say my favorite was this area, the like weird library manor clock tower thing. But the combat didn't have any weight to it because it was a camera. Even Fatal Frame, of which I haven't played much of, has weight behind the snapshots you take of the ghosts. This was like, there's no feedback on whether I was doing any sort of damage or really why it was doing damage. It's also just, it wasn't scary, really. And I don't even know if it was trying to be scary. It had some cool moments really in the early game when you were exploring the house alone. There was like a couple, really spooky. You don't need jump scares to be scary, but atmospherically, it was great. And then it kind of got worse, and then it eventually ended in the low point was the forest, where there were just some dogs, I guess, and it was bright and cheerful. It was an interesting environment to explore. It's just, I was let down by the early premise, kind of leading into just, I do not know how to deal with death, which was kind of the end game in my interpretation of the story. But it had good moments. Once again, it wasn't a terrible game, and it's short, so you can't really be that upset about it. I never really got stuck. The puzzles were intriguing. It's just, I feel like with the camera angles that they had, which they were going for like aping classic Silent Hill, Resident Evil, anything else, Alone in the Dark, even. I feel like you could do more with that. Whether it's more weight in the combat or more little spooks and scares, ghosts and ghasts. I don't know. I never really connected with the protagonist of this one. And it wasn't poorly written. It just, it was alright. It's alright. It's not a bad game. Glad we played it. For sure. And also for the arachnophobia mode where the bug is just like a floating diamond, I guess we'll bump it up to enjoyable for sure. Put it there. It's good. Other games we streamed. TMNT Tactical Takedown. Pretty decent. I don't know if I'd put it in honorable mention again. I think we'll just leave it, where it's at. It's a fun little tactics game that has... it knows exactly what it is, I guess. It didn't leave anything on the bone. It just wasn't a huge meal, which is fine. We like these little bite-sized games, too. The big issue, and they're showing it here, which might be why, is that the fact that you could customize each of the 4 turtles' moves was, like, super not at all communicated. Not at all. You have to go up, like, 2 levels of menus into the main menu to go purchase moves to use in the storyline. Otherwise, you just have the same the whole time. Which, yeah, they have multiple pictures now of, like, please, shop in our shop, please. The tactics themselves, pretty nice, pretty bright, and quick, and kind of snappy. Reminds me of Into the Breach, except you can't exactly see what these enemies are going to do, but, they're all gunning for you, so it's not hard to explain. The, like, drop in, drop out terrain that happens. So, like, oh, there's terrain coming next turn, or it's dropping out next turn, is a lot of fun to play around. And the music was good. Storyline was whatever. I wish they would have had maybe a couple more bosses or a little bit more variety in the missions themselves. But I did enjoy playing as all 4 of the turtles, especially Raphael. And it's just nice to see, like, a TMNT game. There's not a lot that aren't a side-scroller beat-em-up, so anything that's a little different goes on my, like, nice list for games that are doing something new. It's a good entry. It was short. I think they wanted you to replay with, like, high scores and that sort of thing. It's never really been my deal. And I can't think of any tactics game. I guess Metal Slug Tactics would be the only other game I could compare to this. And I'd compare it, probably favorably. It's close. I did actually. Metal Slug had the different bosses and stuff. Either way, I liked the momentum and the weight, even if the graphics and animations were more tabletop than anything, super flashy. Still fun, enjoyable game. Top of the enjoyable list, I suppose. That's something. Didn't stream. Wanderstop. I've evaluated this game negatively since it's gone down in my estimations since we played it and since I reviewed it. It's fine. It's a game I played. I know some people, really liked it. Some people really liked it. It's a game I played. There is some good writing in this game. Some great writing in this game. There's also a bunch of characters that just kind of wander in and out. And I know we talked about it in the review even, that a part of the game's mechanics are quite literally forcing you to let go. You don't need to see everything. You don't need to pursue that to the ends of the earth. Sometimes you just need a break. And you're just a tea shop, and people wander back in and out and in and out. To a point, it's still... I feel like I'm giving the developer more leeway than it deserves in that fact nowadays. Because some characters, you might you need some kind of closure, whether it's good or bad. Because you keep playing to see some of these characters again, and some of them appear and some of them don't, and it's whatever. The fact that you grow things and then they reset, pretty much everything resets every season, is another like point in the favor of, oh, it's literally designed just to be like, let go of things. To me, the more I think about it and the more I've thought about it and noodled on it, kind of just seems like it's padding the storyline. I don't know if I'm taking off my like critical hat of artistry and fine analysis. Hey, pirate. It's and I'm putting on my hater hat. It was fine. It was a game we played. I don't think it had any more good than bad. There was like the main character is somewhat interesting. You can kind of see where the story's going immediately. It's kind of the epitome of the rise of cozy games that popped up after, you know, Stardew, and I can mostly think of Stardew. But you know that type of like, it's farming, it's cozy, it's nice. But it feels like they pounced on it and then didn't really understand what made it fun, because like the tea making was supposed to be the main part of the game. You run a tea shop. It was barely there. It barely existed. You just like did tea leaves and then you mixed together a couple things. There was like several clever puzzles. With regards to like, oh, how do we make this type of tea? Those were pretty far between. Yeah, I've gone negative on this game. It's fine. The writing from the Stanley Parable creator, you can still see it. It shines through. Cozy games doesn't mean that you ignore the fact that it's still a video game in some fashion. So you either need to make a really strong story or you need to make a really good game system, right? And I don't think they did either. I'm totally fine with a game being basically only visual novel. Case in point, let's just put this in here for now. We'll debate the top 10 later. This was a game I played. You can be cozy and still like, I don't know, realist. It's too cozy. We've gone too far, and that's saying something because one of the games I have an idea for is literally like in that genre. Well, it's kind of, it's like a reverse one. Doesn't matter. I'm not against cozy games. I have put in so much time into Stardew, but you need to, in that case, no one's like analyzing the Stardew Valley story, and that's fine because the gameplay and the exploration and everything in regards to the loop of the game is great to slash fantastic. And there's enough good little character writing that you can pursue down the different pathways. It's just not, you don't need an overarching crazy plot. So I'm not even criticizing that. It's just the fact that that plot was only half there and the gameplay did not exist. Which, again, I'll contrast with this, which has virtually no gameplay outside of like being your character. But it did have story. Again, so anything below the top 10 we're slotting in, and then top 10, there's going to be more than 10 games on here, and then we'll debate them as we go through. We haven't talked about any of these yet. Stream games. We did stream this. That's going in the top 10 for now. That's the Lies of PLC. Blueprints, we did stream that. Okay, that's going in the top 10. Medieval. It wasn't as good as Dusk. It's in that like Doom style. So like quick, fast paced, like Doom Quake, that sort of thing. Let me pop it up here. And it does well with like its medieval theming. I just found it a little less compelling than Dusk, which we played by the same, I don't think the same developer, I think it was the same publisher. Oh, wait, no, there's Dusk. No, it was publisher. It was publisher. Because this guy is not the same. Yeah. Wait, he's the one that developed Iron Lung? Oh my god. Alright, well that's interesting. Neat. I would not have guessed that. Actually, I kind of would. Anyways, it felt like it was Dusk, but a little worse. Except for that part right there. Whatever the DLC was with like the absolutely maniacal punching. That, the prequel, yeah, that was really good. The rest, not too bad. I mean, it's, you know, the axe, the trident, the sword. They're all guns of their own kind. And there was some good stuff to it. Just didn't have a lot. Didn't have the cohesion I expected from something similar to Dusk. But that's fine. It was still good. And the prequel, I think, elevates it up to definitely enjoyable, good game. I don't have a ton to say about it. Some of the bosses were good. All the guns were interesting. But if I had to choose between that and Dusk, I'd choose Dusk. And if I had to choose between that and El Paso Elsewhere with the story and the music, I'd definitely choose El Paso Elsewhere. But it was still pretty good. I don't have qualms about putting it in the enjoyable tier. I'd put it, I don't know, somewhere there, maybe. Maybe here. Please. Cool. Forgot all about that game. I know I had to go back and like look through everything we streamed, and then also the things I actually played this year and finished. Stream. We stream this. 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 Okay, I'll put that down there. Let's start with Keep Driving. I'm gonna put it already in honorable mention. I think it's stronger than anything here. Keep Driving was good. I liked it, even if it eventually it ran out of gas. Oh boy. A roguelike rogue trip is just a cool idea. I liked it a lot. Where the hell did my, okay, that's my stream. 1 second. We'll get there. We're getting there. We got there. Sorry, this is all new to me, doing anything outside of my basic stream setup. It's good. Your different passengers have different quirks, both positive and negative. You gotta always kind of like be hoofing it around for gas and stuff. Managing inventory management's great with the different like seats and car styles being different amounts of space or not. It was a good game. Most of the characters have somewhat interesting storylines or very compelling storylines, depending on like, oh, you're just trying to get a lost runaway home, well, not just a lost girl home, or you're just trying to get to a what was the end goal of that? Like a music festival or a Runaway Bride, etc., etc. It was good. Oh yeah, Runaway Bride. Encounters being on the road of like, oh, like fog or like bumpy road or like a cop pulls you over or traffic jam, or that's even more weird stuff going on. Not like supernatural, but like, oh, uh, debt collectors for one of your passengers that's trying to escape, or the dog was the best character. That part's true. Music soundtrack, excellent. I have continued to listen to some of the bands that were on this for sure, and that's got to be something you had to get right in a game that's a road trip and listening to the radio. Um, the different endings are obviously like very different amounts of rewarding. Getting to the music festival is cool. Going on like a long winding trip to like, oh, let's get to the top of this mountain that takes days to drive through. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry, cat petting break. Tricking out your surrendering to capitalism, that was one, sure. um the road rally race was pretty sick. I liked it quite a bit. I'm almost, no, we'll keep it an honorable mention, but it's close. It was a very good game. Soundtrack was great, and it doesn't need to be, again, like the little vignettes and stuff makes sense. The race was cool because you got to use each of your different skill and trick it out and everything. It was neat. I remember it a great deal. The little vignettes of meeting people on the road makes perfect sense. You don't need an overarching story. You set out just to be free, at least for a bit. The fugitive story, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little things that make perfect sense to me and were interesting in their own ways. Especially once you got a handle on like the equipment, the skill trees that you'd unlock and like re-roll. It's a great roguelike. You know what? We're gonna keep it in here for now, just in case. You convince me. The more I think about it, I'm like, nice. That's good. Good stuff. All right. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about it as we go through it. Darkest Dungeons 2 will just stay in the honorable mention, I think. Why? Because its campaign mode sucks. It's like defense mode. I think it's bad. It's poorly designed. At least it's very much not for me. It was fun to get through the base game, for sure. I liked it. I don't know if I liked it more. The kingdoms, yeah. I don't know if I liked it more than the first one or less. They're very different games. One's a very methodical, like, scrape and scrabble for survival, and claw out a little bit more civilization and ability to bounce back if you run into something nonsense. This one removes that stress of running into something because you just restart a run and you still build up new moves, new equipment, that sort of thing. You're a bit disappointed by this one, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I get it. The end game was too much. I admittedly, again, this is me. I think the end game isn't tarnished as much for me because the fact that we managed that final boss battle with just the flagellant carrying throughout the entirety of that boss battle, literally the last half of him was just him, is memorable to me enough where I'm like, nice. If I had lost there, I think, and it's not fair. I'm not a good video game critic. It'd slip down. I will freely admit that it was tough. Um, and there is an overemphasis on exactly what's on the screen right now, which is like the relationships. If you have good relationships with your people, it is so much easier. It's ridiculous. And if it cascades downward, your run is cooked. Because if they have negative relationships, they're just everything is bad. Every move you use is like debilitating to somebody else. So you either get really good runs or really bad runs. I liked a lot of the new enemies, and I liked the side stories, especially of the each individual character kind of having their own backstory through unlocking moves and that sort of thing. That was cool. That was a good idea. And this was not. I don't want to talk about Kingdoms yet. Makes me too upset. The rest, some good, some bad. There's a lot to like manage in terms of like, what does this status do? What does this do? What does this do? What does this do? And we did finally kind of get it. I wouldn't blame you if you're like not as good as the first one, because they're very different games. It vibed with me more than I feel like it vibed with a lot of people, and that is all right. That's not a problem. I get it. I hated this Kingdoms thing. Where is it? Where are you at, you son of a bitch? They're hiding it from me because they know. They know what they did. Bad. 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 Not communicated well enough. It shows why. Where's the wheel? It is not here yet. And this is a review of the games we're doing. The wheel of roguelikes and pain and pleasure, we'll work on it, is not here yet. But it will be implemented soon enough. The Seance of Blake Manor is a long game, though. We've got other games to play first. I went with the wheel. I did go with the wheel. I think that was an excellent idea, Pirate, honestly. The more I talked about it with people, I was just like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. Hey, Nightmare, how you doing? Just discussing our year that we played. Either way, yeah, I mean, the Kingdoms itself shows why they had to change this game into something else, because this is what a base game of Darkest Dungeon 2 would look like. Miserable. Truly not communicated well. Just like, oh, you didn't get this? You didn't know the Blingle Blongle was needed? Well, you've lost 30 days. Bad. I like the base game more than most. And I will definitely admit that I am biased, because if I had lost that final that final battle, we'd be moving it down. I am shameless, and I don't care. We'll put it in the honorable mention for now. There's going to be more than 10 top 10s. We'll debate them as we go. Streaming wise, okay, 1 second. Vipstrel is going up there for now, for sure. Nine Souls is also going up there. Astrobot's also going up there. There's already more than 10. Don't worry about it. We'll discuss them later. Sea of Stars, the DLC, the Throws the Watchmaker, it was alright. It's more Sea of Stars. Some people really hate Sea of Stars. Some people really like Sea of Stars. I'm kind of in the middle. It's fine. The main characters, suck. But the side characters, not bad. Throws the Watchmaker, right? And that didn't really change in this one, so it's fine. It's more Sea of Stars. I still like the combat. I still think the art is good. Do they have the fun minigame again? Show me it, you cowards. You fight a train. It's very on the nose. The carnival games are cool. They added more mini games. The I'm you but edgier characters of the main character. It didn't help. I'm sorry. You can't save the blandest characters I've ever seen. But the setting is good, the combat's good. It was like a 6-hour campaign? Something like that. The fact that you get new classes to use and like special attacks to use, I feel similar to this than I do to Super Mario RPG, which I like less than most people. But it doesn't have as good as music, which is a shame because I'm pretty sure they had the Chrono Trigger composer on this. Am I crazy? Dynamic landing can't be like your third thing about your game. That's never a good idea. It's above story. That fact that they added 3-player couch co-op is pretty cool though. Reminds me of like the Secret of Mana games and that sort of thing. I don't want to like retroactively go back and judge Sea of Stars, so I'm just thinking about the DLC itself. And it was fine. I enjoyed it. Not bad. Maybe a little better than the base game. Maybe. But they should really work on their main characters. Because the writing couldn't save it couldn't save them. I'm sorry. It couldn't do it. But the side characters are good. Combat's good. Fun moves to puzzle out. Same like weird lack of impact for like blocking and stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. New mini games. Get a little train. Not bad. And even a little 100% routed into it pretty easily, which is always appreciated. I did like going through and like finding everything in the original Sea of Stars and doing the like secret storylines and missions. So glad they still managed to add more of that there. It was enjoyable. It was pretty decent. Spook, are you bringing me your toy? You guys want to see the toy that this cat has absolutely destroyed over the past... We've had this toy forever. Hello, Spook. Hi. Yes, pretty kitty. Here's the toy. I don't know what this used to be. It used to be on a stick years ago. And I do mean years ago. She loves fetching it, though. She brings it to me, and then I throw it. She's gone. She's gone to fetch it. And she looks at me, and she never brings it back. So I don't really know if she wants me to eat it, or if she just wants to fetch it once. Not 100% sure. That toy has been with us since the apartment, at least. Don't look at me. What? Jaunting in here like you're nobody's problem. That Courage the Cowardly Dog, it could have been. It's definitely been seen as such. But it's lost all shape and meaning. It just is a thing she carries around. It's really cute. Yes, you're very cute. Rift of the Necrodancer is like just a slightly worse version of Unbeatable because its storyline isn't really a thing. And it was already a rhythm game to begin with Crypt. Yeah, it's fine. The music, again, is really good. I don't have a lot of things to say about it. The story doesn't really exist. It's a rhythm game. List games you played this year, all games streamed. All games I played this year, minus games that I have... All new games I finished in the year 2025. So, that includes, like, the DS. among others. But it excludes stuff like Red Dead Redemption 2, which I played again this year, and that was good. Had some good mini games. I mean, it like had a little Rhythm Heaven to it, and that's neat. And rhythm games inherently are fun. It just didn't have a lot beyond it. It was this, and that's fine. It had some good jams. But, I mean, if I had to play Rift or I played Crypt, I know this was supposed to be kind of just a spin off, but I'd play Crypt of the Necrodancer every day of the week. Again, don't have a lot to say about it. It was fine. The Yes Your Grace sequel. I'm putting it in Zoinks. I didn't like this game. I've got like 25 problems with this game. It's worse in like every way. And that's a shame because I really liked the first one. And it had some neat interactions with like exploring the kingdom. But none of the story made a lick of sense, and then it ended up being half of a game because after the first half of the storyline, they're like, "Stay tuned for the next one." Wait, why? It didn't make. Oh. I don't care that they sidelined the king. That's fine. The fact that they made the king the hero at the end after being literally bedridden for months, and he's like, I'm gonna win this sword fight with this heavily muscled man, does not make any sense. Not a lick. There are a ton of bugs. It's just and just like some of the story are so stupid. Like, the king is supposed to be pretty on top of things, and he just loses his castle immediately within 5 weeks or something. To the most obvious, bad storyline, extremely baited ending, and it's a shame because like the main loop of managing your kingdom is still a lot of fun. Shocker. But every other part of the game got worse. And then it just baited for a sequel instead of having any ending. Not even a lick of a conclusion. And the first game ended on like a solidified end note. I'm fine that they made it a sequel. It would have been better as a spin-off. They just This game gets me angry. It feels like the goodwill of the first game just whoosh, is gone. It's more expensive. Well, okay, more expensive than the first game makes sense, but like only by $5. So what's the? I don't get it. Just, It peaked in like the mid-battle thing, and then it was just a little too silly and a little too unbelievable and a little too everything. Why do we need to keep on going back to the king's like weird fever dreams? I don't know. Didn't really do anything. A lot of the objectives were kind of out of nowhere. Especially the end game where the main objectives there were like not communicated at all. They're like, "Oh, you can't do that? That sucks." And it's just they didn't prepare you for the end either. Just kind of popped in out of nowhere. And anyways, that's why it's in Zoinks. Only the worst games go in Zoinks of the year. And that's the last one we streamed, right? Right. Games I'm gonna put in top 10 and talk about later. That. That. Maybe that. Maybe that. Maybe that. Again, we'll talk. Okay. Other games that I played this year that you may or may not have heard of. Paranormasight is a game I played this year. Yeah, it's a game I played this year. It's fine, I guess. Well, eh, 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 eh. I don't know. It's okay. It's a visual novel, of which I enjoy quite a bit. There's a better one that's in our top-ish 10. It's kind of a spooky horror game, but not really. You follow like 5 people that are all cursed and they all have different powers and they're all trying to revive someone from the dead. There's like a little timeline thing. It was alright. You know, there were a couple fun connections between characters. But mostly the timeline also didn't matter. It wasn't really a different perspective. And it was just like if something bad happens, you do that. And if something good, like it just ends. And if something good happens, you continue along the storylines. There's not really different possibilities. It's just kind of a linear game where you're exploring for 1, 2 to 3 days, maybe. And there's 13 like folk tales that all gave a power to somebody. For example, the main character's power is if someone looks away from you, you can kill them, etc. It's all right. And everyone's trying to gain other people's powers because you have enough, you get to resurrect somebody. So the story goes. The twist is pretty obvious, which is the problem that I had with it. And I mean, it's not strategic gameplay. It's like, do you want to kill someone or do you want to continue and learn more about the story? Eh. Eh. All the problems I have with this game are completely alleviated later with 100 Line Defense Academy, which we'll talk about. It was a game I played. I think it could have been a lot better. But it did have this dapper Michael Jackson detective. So that's something. That's all I got. It starts off really strong and it kind of just goes downhill from there. Doesn't make a lot of sense. The curses, they explain that with being like the curses take you over and change your personality, but it's too soon to really get attached to the characters when that happens, so I don't really get it. It was fine. It was short, but it was fine. There's certainly, like, if you want something like that, just play Your Turn to Die, and I found that one a lot more interesting. Or play 100 Line, which we'll go into eventually. Firebreak is going in zoinks. I'm so sorry. This is literally from the this is literally from the developers of Alan Wake 2, which I loved, and Control, which I loved, and Alan Wake 1, which I loved, and Max Payne, which I haven't played, but I'm excited to play when it gets remade. And admittedly, I haven't gone back to it, but I played this day one, and isn't for me. It's like an extraction shooter, kind of, but you instead go into the Federal Bureau of Control and have to do something in it, like a sentient furnace, or like shutting off a sentient furnace, or there's an outbreak of mold or something. There's like goofier ones, like there's a post-it note monster that I haven't even played that much. The characters aren't really different. It just feels really clunky. I'd rather be flying around as, the director. Though the post-it note monster was kind of cool. There's not a lot of difference between the classes. And I think I'm just not a good match for, like, extraction shooters. I don't feel strongly about them to begin with. It's fine. I mean, the fact that there's 3 reviews, and it's just like, the more I played it, the more I enjoyed it, is number one. It's it's got like a pass and like different skins and stuff. They're all free, but like, I think you could do a heck of a lot more with the world building they've done. And I mean, they're gonna do it, I think, with Control 2. Control 2 looked fucking sick. This game, it's not as good. What, Spook? Oh, you brought back the toy for me to throw away again? This isn't Baby Steps. That's true. That's a game I haven't played yet. Hello, Gwen. How are you? Before we get into the top 10, we still have seven games to go. Okay. And like actually figure out what we're doing with that. Emio, this is, I mean, don't worry. This is a game I literally can't, well, I can show. It's not on Steam. It's also a visual novel because I do like visual novels. This one was alright, considering I haven't played any other Famicom Detective Clubs because the other 2 are 30 years old. I know they remade it. I'm like, what's the best thing to show? Probably nothing. I don't know. Oh god, age verification. No. I'm old. I'm old enough. Alright, that's not helpful at all. They don't show any screenshots. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I too am tired, Gwen. I feel it. It's Friday. It's I mean, there's no twists and turns. This one is just a straight visual novel. There's nothing you really need to figure out. You just kind of play through the investigation of like this murderer who wears a plastic bag or a paper bag over their head and strangles people. But I mean, it's appropriately chilling and interesting to find the end of the story. It's just a visual novel, and it sets off to do exactly that. Can't complain. It's fine. Brothership. Ooh. I don't hate this as much as other people did. This is the new Mario and Luigi game after the was it Alpha Dream that went bankrupt? That seems right. They made the first like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dream Team. Or was it 5? Maybe they only made 5. 1, 2, 3. Dream Team. Then just Paper Jam, right? Maybe the first 5. It's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Do I need to show a picture of what? I mean, no one's seen it, I guess. I'm also like less. Wonder if they'll actually show. Yeah, that's something. Okay, the 2 remakes on the 3DS. They remade Superstar and Bowser's Inside, which are the 2 best ones, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean it's a Mario and Luigi game. It's just longer than it needs to be. Miss, you talking about Firebreak, the game that only you and I bought? Yeah, it's on the bottom. It's not a good game. I'm sorry. Spook, what are you even doing? Spook, what are you doing? What are you yelling at me? No? What do you want? Is it the toy again? I think she needs to see me, like, eat it. 1 second. Yum, 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 yum. Thank you for the sustenance. Did that work? It might have worked. So you can play Mario Luigi 4 through 6. I've played 4 and 6 now. I haven't played Paper Jam, but I own it. Anyways, it's, I don't know. I don't know if I think I just have more tolerance for games than most, because I like, I'm the weirdo that also likes Paper Mario Color Splash, like an okay amount. Is it a Paper Mario game? No, it's its own genre of like adventure. But kind of like Origami King, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. Writing's still there. It's good. Yeah, you can boo me all you don't like games that came out after the year 2005. We already know I like more games than most people. I'm an eternally forgiving person, except for these 2 games that are right there. This one's fine. It has some interesting island hopping. It has a little nautical theme, which I'm always a sucker for. The combat itself, still good. It's weird that Luigi is only sometimes controlled with B and kind of automatically follow. It's a whole thing. It gets stronger as the game goes on. It's just the fact that the game starts slow, which I'm very used to with like almost every modern Nintendo game at this point, outside of like the Odyssey team, which kind of lets you go free immediately, thankfully. Because even Zelda has like the Great Plateau, and Tears of the Kingdom has the Great Sky Island, right? Where to put Chained Echoes if you played it this year? Further on the bottom. I'd create a new tier for that. And the tier would just be no. Same question again with Dragon Age Inquisition. It'd be above. 2010. Okay. Fair enough. Only 15 years ago. You got me. You got me, Gwen. Dragon Age Inquisition would also be in a tier. No, you know what? It'd just be in Zoink's tier. Just in Zoink's tier. I don't know what to say here. It's a turn-based RPG. I like the plug system, which is it's just the badge system again. Chained in Hell. Yeah. Exploration's still fun. The writing's fine. It's a little too hand-holdy at times. It's not as strong and as funny as like Bowser's Inside Story or Superstar Saga. But it's fine. It's got its own like vibes for sure. Mario Luigi always makes you tolerate turn-based even though you don't like it. It's the active battle system. Keeps you invested. Same with Paper Mario, same with Expedition. It means you're always kind of involved in the battle a lot more than just Dragon Quest or earlier Final Fantasies. That would be my guess. at least. Plus the fun, silly atmosphere. Yeah. Oh, that was another thing that sucked. They didn't bring back Yoko Shimomura for this one because it's a new team to begin with, like a new development team. But the music, not as good. Which I mean makes sense because Yoko Shimomura is so good at music. It's upsetting to me. Anyways, it's fine. It's slow to start. Gets better as time goes on. It's a little too long, but it's still Mario and Luigi. Everhood is certainly a game I played. Of all the games I played this year, that was one of them. Everhood feels like it's a rhythm Undertale, but without the writing or an interesting enough combat gimmick to deserve its reputation. You got like a five column rhythm Guitar Hero thing, except you have to dodge it instead of get hit by it. There's a bunch of random characters, except this guy. He rules. And then eventually you just kind of need to kill everybody because reasons. It's too random. It's a game I played. It's not for me. I played all of it too, so people can't even get upset. Some of the music battles are good music, but the emotional beats of this like 8 to 10 hour game go from like haha so random to everyone here needs to die because it's, I don't know, an eternal hellscape for some reason. It goes too far in both directions and it doesn't really land either of them, except for this guy who gets upset that you spill his drink and he challenges you to a dance off at the beginning of the game, and he's got like laser eyes and he's great. That's why it's not in the Zoinks tier. This guy specifically. Stop. I wanna keep looking at him. It's whatever. There's apparently a second game. I won't be playing it. It didn't have strong enough writing to justify it, or fun enough combat. Yeah, there you go. You spill his drink, then he starts dancing at you. And look at those tappy tip shoes. If that was the whole game right there, it'd be up above. I mean, this is literally the entire this part right here. That's the entire storyline, up to a point, and then you have to like dig into. They're like, oh, there's deep lore. There isn't. It's just kind of like, oh, these kooky characters are actually eternally stuck in like in a life unending and it's a game. Yep. I don't have anything more to say. Some good soundtrack. All right, goodbye. Goodbye with that. I played Overboard. We'll put it there. No, we won't. but we'll put it up here. Or well, we might. It's on the borderline, but as we know, I'm too nice. This is, it's not a visual, it's like an investigation thing, except you're the murderer and you're trying to get away with it, which is an interesting enough premise that I'll put it in the enjoyable tier. The only problem is that it's there's only one solution, and so if you ever mess anything up, you have to go back to the start immediately. And then do everything in a row correctly. There's only one true solution to it, and if you like say just the wrong thing or you're like 5 minutes off, it just doesn't work, which is fine. But the prospect of like being able to cover up the scene of your crime, it's interesting enough. There's a successful movie about it. Well, there's more than one, but Knives Out is always the one I go to. This one, you're not as innocent. But, you know, it's fine. You have to keep on putting out fires left and right of like, oh, did the captain see me push my husband overboard? Did I leave an earring on the deck when I did that? Is someone going to walk early in the morning and I need to dispose of that beforehand? Are people going to notice that this man is missing before I make it back? It's fine. It's a nice little tight few hour game. It's just the constant resetting because you got one thing randomly wrong. That kind of drags it down a little bit. But again, it's like a few hour game. It's not bad. And it's not a spoiler you killed him. You really do it at the beginning and you're like, thank God I'm rid of that guy. So it's fun to reverse the usual track down the killer like we've been doing in the Seance of Blake Manor recently. Though if I had to compare that to this, I've enjoyed the Seance a lot more recently. Anyways, don't worry about this. This is Dragon Quest VI. It's enjoyable. Yeah, put it there. I don't even have a thing to show you Dragon Quest VI. I don't know. I played it on the DS. It's fine. It's a weaker Dragon Quest, but it's still Dragon Quest. In fact, it might be my weakest Dragon Quest of the ones I've played. Maybe. Yeah, it probably is. We've played most of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Can't play 10. Don't want to play 9. So pretty much everything outside of the 2 original ones that recently got remade. It's fine. If you're going to play a Dragon Quest game, there's just better options out there, especially nowadays. 1, 2, 3, especially 2 and 3, and 7 just got remade, or will get remade in the next month. And I played the demo, and it looks it's so pretty. I like 7 a lot. I'm just gonna start talking about all the other Dragon Quests. If you need a Dragon Quest to start with, play 11. It's on everything. It's just a nice fairy tale before bedtime, pleasant. What I think of Dragon Quest Heroes, I recently purchased Dragon Quest Heroes, so I haven't played it, but it's a movie. Play 5, but 5's a lot harder to find, and 5 is really good. Yes, I know Dragon Quest 11 didn't come out came out after 2010. 5 did. I get it. I haven't played Dragon Quest Heroes yet, but if it's a Musou game and it's Dragon Quest, I like Musou. Like, I like Tyrol Warriors a decent amount. I like Berserk and Band of the Hawk a decent amount. So I can't judge it, but it looks fine. It looks like a Musou game with Akira Toriyama artwork. I might play it this year, and then I'll get back to you, though. The first one. The World Trees Woe and the Blight Below. The alliteration alone. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a copy of 5 from your local store, play 5. It's excellent. If you're a person that doesn't want to drop $200 on a DS cartridge, play 11. It's good. 6 is fine, I guess. It's definitely the one that needs to be remade the most out of the 4, 5, and 6. It's kind of got a whole like dual world system similar to like Link to the Past, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, alternate worlds. It's just not as good, and it's not as well signposted, hint wise or anything. So it's just kind of all right. The vocation system's fine, but it doesn't tie to your level like it does in Dragon Quest 3, which makes it hard to track 2 separate like amounts of experience for it. It's fine. 7 out of 10. Final boss kind of a turd, but that's pretty par for the course for a Dragon Quest game. Any of them, really. But yeah, I mean, if you want to play a Dragon Quest game, 11's the easiest to get a hold of. 5 is excellent. 4's underrated, but it's going to get remade. 7's quite good, and it is remade in a month. And I'll have to reevaluate it because I only played the 3DS version. And 8's the one everyone talks about. That'll probably get remade too. 8's fine. Good even. But whatever. Tiny Tina Wonderlands, it was a good time. Blop. Should play Breath of Fire 4. I should play Breath of Fire 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4. Is Dragon Quarter in there? No, Dragon Quarter is separate. That's the weird one. 3 and 4 are both on my list, I think. Games to look for. So I don't... think so, right? 4 got the PC port? Oh. That's easier to find by a long shot. I'll look into it then. Tiny Tina Wonderlands is Borderlands, but it's fantasy. I had a good time with my friend. There's a really funny joke halfway through that sticks with me, and I think that's all I got for it. That's all I got to say about it. It's fine. And then kind of lastly is, but not really, because we want to go through all the things we just tossed in the top 10 to sort them out between top 10 honorable mention and the greatest of all 2025. Let me bring it up. Boop. All right. Okay. Contagion, Neo Dimension. Yeah, that's a good one to keep on. Honestly, I'm just happy this game is playable anywhere, because this originally came out on like Apple Arcade, and then just never got a port anywhere. Now it has a port everywhere, and more people can play it, and that's cool. Some of its mobile originations, its mobile origins show through on it, but it is a turn-based game. It just has got some cool, interesting stuff to it, and also some weird whatever stuff to it. It's from Mistwalker, so that's the same studio that did stuff like Blue Dragon. And now I'm absolutely going blank on everything else they've done because I'm a fool and I thing. Yeah, founded by Sakaguchi, who's the originator of Final Fantasy. What is the Lost Odyssey? God dang, that's the one I was. Oh, and the last story. I actually really like the last story. So, anyways, it's interesting. This is a pretty traditional JRPG, I'd say, except in like a few different things. One is the fact that like all the environments are like real dioramas, which I still think is cool as hell. And absolutely gorgeous. I wish they'd show more than one of them. And you can tell it's pretty. Yeah, they've got a lot of whatever battle music, blah 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 blah. Yeah, dioramas, cool as hell, very pretty. Stuff like this, sick. And the other main mechanic is that you can send every like mob, like not boss monster, just into your dimension. They're all about dimensions in this game, which basically just means a bunch of mobs. You can just walk, and they'll just kind of get sent into your like dimension for later. You know, that's a problem that's for future you. And then you can fight them all at once in a much shorter battle where you get to just absolutely go to town on like bending, spells around them, AoE spells, getting extra turns and stuff. It's a nice twist on grinding. It's a lot less annoying because you only have to fight like 2 or 3 battles per dungeon. They're longer, but they're also more fun because you can just kind of like absolutely spam big AoE attacks and bend it around and hit like buffs and all that sort of thing. It's cool. That part you also can kind of see as like the mobile game aspect of it. There's also weird bosses where like you have to time your attacks because like it's got a rock rotating around it or something. You can't hit the rock or it won't do anything. It's fine. There's a couple characters that are decent in this game, and there's a couple characters that are whatever. I legitimately, I'm trying to remember the story. It wasn't wasn't memorable. 1 second. Okay, yeah, no, I'm remembering it without spoiling. Um, just a battle between a few different dimensions of things, but they do the really not overplayed thing where your character has amnesia, and that goes on for too long. It would have been a lot easier if he had remembered anything. So much easier. But it's fun jumping around, see different dioramas and different monsters, have different like style of attacks. There's a couple of really interesting characters that deal with like using your health as a resource for spells, and a crafter that uses a bunch of common things to make attacks happen. Those two characters, I think, salvaged the late game for me because I was still having fun finding interesting builds for those two. As opposed to the rest, which are more or less the same. You've got your warrior, you've got your like artillery, you've got your caster, your healer, the usual. Mostly, I don't know. I'm just glad it got off of Apple Arcade, and it's also you can use like the original music, or if you want, you can be like, yeah, I'd like to put on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth music, please. I don't know if you're feeling it. I will be honest, I did put a lot of Final Fantasy XIV music on. I don't have a justification for it because the original music was good. It's by Uematsu, at least in part. May have collaborated. Doesn't matter. Yeah, literally, you have one. You wake up with one memory left to it. It's got a lot of cliches, and it doesn't play them off as well or as freely as like a Dragon Quest will, which is it's more. I don't know. I can't say innocent. It's just more earnest in like its basic tropes and storylines. But it's a worthwhile game to try out and play, and the fact that it got off of a phone store and onto like actual porting of Steam and PlayStation and whatever else is cool, and I'm glad for it. The first half is stronger than the back half, but that's pretty typical. The back half opens up quite a bit, and it's not super strong for it. But I mean, look at the some of the different oh, pretty, real pretty. Can't fault it. It's not bad. Okay. So, the top 10 that I ended up putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 22 games in. let's sort this out. Let's go. All right. Let's look at the multiplayer games first. I'm pretty much going to sort probably all of these into honorable mention. Mario Kart World, I don't feel like bringing anything up to it. It's fine. It's good, even. It's Mario Kart. The open world aspect is it's a choice. I think it shines a lot more in like the alternate races that are like cross country, like battle royales where you knock out 4 people at a time out of 24. It feels like the game was designed for that a lot more than it was for the actual race tracks, because you can only do, unless you set it up in like multiplayer like I do, to do 3 tracks. It's like 3 laps on a track, and then it's like a race to the next track plus a lap, a race to the next track plus a lap, a race to the next track plus a lap. Which some are good, some are bad. Some are like just literally open highways, and you're like, this is useless. And some take you through like an abandoned train station and across the icy mountain and down a slope that like would remind you of something like Mount Wario from Mario Kart 8. But there's a lot of like fun little tricks and stuff you get to do with like wall riding and stuff and grinding. If I had to like rank Mario Karts, it'd be in my top 5, but it'd be closer to 5 than 1. I think my favorite Mario Kart of all time is DS, and that's just because. Oh no, it's 8. Sorry, 8 Deluxe has 96 tracks, but it'd be like 8 Deluxe, DS, Double Dash, and then like World and maybe Wii or 7. One of those. It's good, and it's got excellent music. And oh, like when you free roam in the open world, it has like 6 to 10 hours of like just chill soundtracks that I'd love to put on my phone if I could. Nintendo Music, please. It's fun to like explore the world and find like little missions and collectibles. For a while, why don't they add a double dash mode in the Mario Karts? Are they allergic to money? That's an excellent question that I don't have any good answer for. I miss double dash. Do I have a double dash? I might need to. Nah, anyways. I agree, it's rude. Am I still hoping for like a Nintendo cart? Yeah, that'd be nice. The tracks in Mario Kart 8 that are non-Nintendo tracks are really cool, and they hit thematically. Animal Crossing has like the 4 different season tracks. You've got 2 F-Zero tracks that are both sick as hell. You've got and then just 1 Zelda track too. Like Splatoon would go so hard for tracks. Metroid, Star Fox. I mean, come on. If you can put Animal Crossing in a track, you should be able to put a ton. Like, it's fine. They put Donkey Kong tracks in, oh, it's fine. They are allergic to my money for that. The amount of tracks is fine though. And it's still Mario Kart. It's still fun. And I like roaming the free world at times for the first like few months and exploring and doing missions and stuff. Now I just play it for like online, like you usually do for Mario Kart. And the battle royale mode, that is actually fun because I usually hate battle royale games. Just knocks out 4 at a time. It's usually just a lot more entertaining to me than usual. I think that's the big triumph of the game is the battle royale race. I forget what they call them, knockout tour. Yeah, that one's cool because it'll like take bits of each track and kind of stitch them together over the coolest areas in the game. Um, Reminds me of something like Burnout Paradise, at its best moments of either of the games. Well, the rest, it's hit or miss. It's a little tough to just do 4 tracks that have 3 laps each, but doing them is nice because the tracks themselves are really good. I'd say there's like a good dozen of them that I'd hold up there with the best in the series. Uh, at least 10, because like DK Spaceport, oof, and like Boo's Cinema and stuff. Plus, it's got a cow. Can't say no to that. Night Rain. Oh God, I actually really like Night Rain. We'll think about it. Rematch is like by the Sifu devs, which I think I can actually just pull up like Sifu, or not Sifu, but Rematch. But for those of you who don't know Sifu, it's a kind of a technical Souls martial art thing. Ooh. Can they show anything? These are all just kind of out of game stuff. Anyways, what about Dispatch? I didn't play Dispatch. I didn't play it this year. These are games I played and finished this year. Dispatch will be on next year's list when I actually play it. Well, this year's list, but at the end of the year. But really 2027 when I actually get time to put these together. Should have played it? Oh, why? Is it gone? I'm still working through my Christmas games. I'm still working through my birthday games. Yep, you missed it? Damn. Brutal. That's a shame. Anyways, I can't believe it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a technical soccer game. The more people I play with, friends wise, again, this and Night Rain both come with a caveat that you just shouldn't. Which I put with most games that are multiplayer. You should just play with friends or people that won't get angry at you. It's a lot more fun when you goof up something and you don't feel the weight of a angry 40-year-old on the other end. It's just like a little technical soccer game. You do passes and stuff. I like Rocket League, so this is just kind of another arcadey soccer game, but not with cars, so it's not quite as good. But it's fun, like 3v3, 4v4. You got little boosts. You got like flashy shots. It's realistic, but it's pretty simple. There's like, I'd say, an hour of a learning curve to like figure out what you're doing, and then it's just kind of fine. There's more to it than I'm sure I play, but like as a casual game, it's not bad as long as you play with friends. Because otherwise, you're either going to run into, just like Rocket League, you're going to run into people that want to do too much. You're going to run into people that want to do nothing at all, and both will blame you for their troubles and travails and all their fails. So, new goalkeeper animations. Wow. Yeah, I can't do any of that, but it's more fun just playing with friends. I don't know what half of this is. It's fine. Honorable mention. It's tactically solid. It's not bad. That's tough. That's a lot of tough stuff. Okay. I talked about Keep Driving a lot. I'm gonna move it back down to honorable mention. It's very good though. No no qualms about it. Very good rogue, it's a rogue trip. There's a lot of games here that I don't I don't know. What's man? Pipistrello is bad name. You know what? Just for that, it's the best one. That's what you did. It's been decided. Name, not game. Oh, I know. I know. Oh no, I don't know. Oh. Oh god, don't put it there. Alright, we'll do Look Outside next. And Silent Hill. No? Oh, alright. I mean, we can argue these. That's fine. I'm tortured. I don't know. I liked a lot of these games. What if we just did top 20 and I just bowed out of everything? Need to add a tier? Okay. Well, what would the tier be? The top 10 and then the top 10. The real top 10. And then below that, the top 10 that will, the fake top 10. The one that'll make people feel okay. Rock hard and Hatcha. Bricked up. You're right though. There's got to be something. there's got to be. There's got to be something we can do here. Because these is tough. Because these are all games I legitimately enjoyed this year, like a good amount. But there are some on different tiers. But honorable mention almost feels like I really can't get Rock Hard and Jump out of my head. Oh no. We won't name them yet. It's fine. We'll just add a tier. It's fine. It's fine. For now, it's just new. I mean, if there's a new tier. How do I redistribute these? So there's now 4 tiers. And do I want to redistribute these in any amount? Probably. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Is this what I want? Probably. This feels a little bit more evenly distributed. More or less. I mean, this still needs to cascade downward. At least one tier. That can't be honorable mention anymore. What, half chub, rock hard, and then bricked up? Is that what we're thinking? uh Sure. Why not? It's fine. All is well. It's gonna be flaccid. Don't worry about these holdovers. It's fine. All right. In that case, it should be easier. It's not. Okay. No, not there. There. It's fine. It's fine. It's all right. Okay. 100 Line Defense Academy. 100 Line Defense Academy from the from Tokyo Games. So it's Tokyo. Did Project Raincode, which was a kind of investigation visual novel. Obviously, the creator of Danganronpa before that, alongside the what's the trilogy of like 9 Persons, 9 Hours, 9 Doors called? Like the Nonary games. That like the escape room genre. Wow, that's a lot of unmarked spoilers in that trailer. Ooh, let's pause that. It's real good. I just finished it recently. I got like 50 something endings out of the 100. It's a strategy turn-based RPG, but the majority of it is a visual novel, more or less. Do they have... They don't have it. I wonder if they're... They don't hide it, do they? 1 second. They don't hide it. Anywho, you play as an army of people that, and like a small army, like 15 people or something like that. Wait, 17 people, plus several others that are defending the Earth from weird little goobs. Where's the weird? Look at that weird little goob. Why do they look like that? Don't worry about it. I don't even know. I've played a lot of it. Couldn't tell you. The big, I would say not twist, but that makes this thing, that makes this game so interesting is that like decisions cascade down, I think 22 different routes, wildly different in any aspect, and a lot of the mysteries of different routes kind of tie together, so something you learn in one route will explain what happens in another route. They're standalone, but it's nice to see like, oh, that's because of this is going to happen, and the characters might not know that, but they'll be informed about it in the future. You know, one's literally like a zombie survival game or like zombie survival storyline, and the other one's like a slice of life anime, and wildly different things in between those two extremes. You could land in any of them. Some are just like basic trying to survive this like 100-day war, and others go completely off the rails on like day 3. Obviously the quality of the writing changes depending on the route you're on, but the main routes, which are pretty easily marked, are really well written. And some of the crazier ones, like there's a weird body horror Lovecraftian one that's really good. Like it's not cosmic, it's out there. It's almost like The Thing. The zombie one's quite good. The slice of life one, I mean, I'm naming the ones that I actually really liked. You know, there's a murder mystery one, there's a killing game one, there's a several where you explore like the history of like your opponents and all that sort of thing. And each one is like very easily changed. Like Sometimes, occasionally, there's just right or wrong answers where it's like it leads to an ending. And even those, like the endings, sometimes are good, even if they lead to like an ending early. But the best thing about it, unlike something like 9 Persons 9 Hours, where alternate endings need to be, you need to play through that entire thing again. You can just jump like right to whatever decision you're like, what would have happened if blah blah blah. What if I went for the weapon instead of run away from this masked killer? That sort of thing. You can always just go right to like whatever that decision was and just follow it immediately. It's really nice. It's the quality of life is insane in this game. Any battle that you've already seen before, you don't need to play like 4 rounds. You're just like, yeah, skip the battle. I've already seen it. I've already won it. Even if you've just won it with like less people, any battle that has more people in it, you're like, yeah, it's good. Skip it. Only like completely new battles you have to play. So after the first 100 days, it's almost all visual novel and like exploration and like mystery solving and all that good stuff. It's got some strong characters. They have Takamaru here. He's my favorite. Yeah, they do. That's him right there. He's the GOAT. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's a very unique game. And like wildly ambitious for what they wanted to accomplish with it, which is 100 separate endings. Are all those endings really separate? No, a lot of them are bad endings, but you can just jump right back. But there are 22 distinct routes, and within some of those routes are very distinct differences. And I'd say most of them are worth trying at least once. And if you don't like it, you can just jump out of there and never come back to that route. That dimension's stupid. I don't need it. Yeah. Tactics are good, and then by the time you're skipping battles, it's good because they were wearing fairly thin because you just get more and more power over the course of the routes, and eventually you're just very overpowered. So the fact that the skipping comes with time going through loops, essentially, is smart, because otherwise this would be very much lower on my list for how much time I would have had to invest to get like 3 routes done instead of exploring a bit of each. And the rest, I mean, the designs are, I mean, come on, that's like, you know, Danganronpa designs are Danganronpa designs. That's, what can you do? That's everything. I mean, again, crazy person. That's normal. I do kind of like this guy because he like scoots away and farts. And I'm 5 years old, and I think that's kind of funny. Plus, he's got a little bow tie. Yeah, the tactics are fun, and by the time they're not fun, the game lets you skip anything you want. Enjoyable. Quite good. Would recommend. Like it a lot. Took a lot of time to get through all the routes. You don't need to do all the routes. You can do like 5, and I think that would be good. But I did, because I was enjoying the world and uncovering all the various little mysteries in it. Why we were fighting. Who are these people? Never really got a good answer as to why these look like little squishy toys. But don't worry about it. Anyways, it's good. Rock hard it is. Okay. Octopath Traveler 2 is next. For context, if I had Octopath Traveler 1 on here, and yes, I know Octopath Traveler 0 is the actual game that came out this year, and Octopath Traveler 2 came out 3 years ago at this point, but, you know, fuck you, it's my list. It's what I played this year. If I had to score Octopath Traveler 1, I would put it the bottom of half chub. Maybe even enjoyable. I thought Octopath Traveler 2 was big improvement in like every aspect. I thought the characters were more interesting. You have to between name and tier lore. We need another euphemism for that tier. We can ponder this. Pitched tent. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not removing this one though. That or well that one. Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's just be the stupidest. We can't do anything else. Sure. Why not? Yeah, that's fine. It's just got way better characters. And the characters actually talk to each other instead of being like traveling alongside each of them and then not saying a single word about anybody's like story or struggle throughout any of their storylines except for the final chapter. They actually talk and interact and have different perspectives on things. They're not like deeply involved in their storyline, but they are there when it happens and react to events accordingly like normal humans would. This is Particio. He's my favorite character. He's a merchant. He it's just great. You get to kill a bunch of businessmen. Just corrupt little fuckers. I love him. Plus, he's got a fun coat. Where are you, you little sucker? Do they have like a good... They gotta have a good... Well, I mean, Particio's there. Anyways. Plus, he's got like a southern drawl. He's great. No notes. 10 out of 10. Not all of them are as strong. I mean, plus he like holds on to his hat as he runs. It's incredible. Not all of them are as strong, but like you've got a very like an inquisitor of a religious organization, but not like every other inquisitor. He's not like the other inquisitors. He basically just investigates the church, and the church hates him. And like Throne's got like a revenge thief thing, and I don't know. Characters are stronger. The storylines are pretty good. Much improved from the first game again. The only thing they really kept was the battle system, which I liked a lot. The like BP being able to like save turns and then like cash out all of those turns is just satisfying when you get to like max out your damage after you like weaken and break any character with like their different weaknesses, that sort of thing. Plus you have like an extra special skill that kind of differentiates each character even more, that never leaves, because you can give yourself like a second job, right? But that skill always kind of ties you to your main skill, and so it keeps them very separate when it comes to their different like peaks and valleys of their gameplay. And then the final storyline actually makes sense and ties together really well, and isn't kind of just like an ass pull out of nowhere. Oh, maybe not out of nowhere in the first game, but it just didn't require any grinding. It just, once you complete all 8 stories, they're like, and now here you go now for the the finale, and you get to play like all 8 characters in the finale. It's thematically, it's very good. I think they, if not perfected the formula in this one, they drastically sharpened and improved it. Graphics are all good, but the individual characters are just a lot more compelling than I am a warrior and my village was slaughtered. Sad. Or I'm a healer and my goal is to heal. Or I'm going on an adventure. Whereas Particio's like, maybe this unrepentant robber baron should be run over by his own train steam engine. uh, it's not to say there's still like a lot of tropes throughout the writing. I mean, you're looking at Oswald right now, who is a revenge tale, and a little bit of a grumpster. But it's just, I don't know, it just feels better to me in like every aspect. And it helps that like I'd say 5 or 6 of the characters easily outclass anyone from the first game. I'm so sorry, first game. Yeah, really good. Still fun combat. A lot more fun of a world to explore and story to uncover compared to the first game. Zoop. Mm, 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 mm. Boop. I don't even know if I need to show Hades 2 off. I mean, we played like 12 or 13. I mean, I would put it like way up there. Um, Hades 2 is very good. And the music's very good. And the combat's very good. But I still like the low stakes of the first one quite a bit more. And it ultimately is just more Hades, for better or worse. So if you didn't like it, I don't think it's going to change your mind by any means. I'd say like the characters, yeah, they're about the same or better or worse. They even out, but Zagreus is a more interesting, or I guess I'd say more relatable protagonist, just because it's such a low stakes thing to just want to meet your parent, as opposed to like being dumped into a life or death struggle with the Titan of Time and the King of Monsters. It's a radical escalation, and it's not like not fun. It's fun to like experience more of the gods and goddesses that we hadn't met before. See a lot more of like the Odyssey, and a few of the other heroes and villains of Greek mythology. And the content's huge. Fell asleep, woke up to a euphemism tier list. Blame Gwen. It's not my fault. It was too funny. It's not too, and I needed another tier or two. I can't help it. It was funny and it made me laugh. I don't know how many times I need to say that I am like perpetually 10 or 12 years old. I can't help it. Yeah. Just I like the lower stakes more in the first game. And I still had a fucking blast playing Hades too. Please don't get me wrong. I just think the first one did it better, and since it was the first game to do it, I usually hold I hold the second one to a higher standard. Like the bosses, like most of the weapons, voice acting still incredible. I mean, I'm justifying like still a very good game. The bottom should be ED. Yeah, but I don't want to get my. Oh. But I like my This Was a Game That I Played. It's so. It's the only one I was happy with. But. But then I'd have to move Flaccid up. I'll think about it. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, Hades 2, very good, but it was just more Hades and didn't hit quite as much, which, I mean, it's not like I didn't expect it, right? Nothing new there. Yeah, I know, I could move Flaccid up and then do the ED. This was a game that I played. I mean, we gotta do, it's just full commitment to the bit. That's fine. It's fine. It makes sense. You're not wrong. You gotta commit to it. Okay, East is very good. I'd put it there. Have I scaled this correctly? Like in terms of. No, I'd probably put that higher and that lower. And then that one's pretty good. That's pretty good. We haven't done that yet. Okay, what did I do? Oh yeah, Ys. Ys is a very long-running JRPG series. This is Ys 8. I mean, I wonder if that's on Steam to look at. I don't remember which Ys games have been ported to Steam. Okay, Ys 8 has been ported to Steam. Cool. Very long running. When did the first Ys game come out, you might ask? That's a great question I don't have an answer for. One second. Ys. $1987. So, long time. Long time. We're on Ys 8. Which doesn't seem like that many, but I mean, there's 10 now, and they've remade a half dozen of them because of how old the originals are. It's got the nice, the very high tier of action RPG I actually enjoyed. Ys is essentially just a series of journals that follow Adol here, that are found far in the future, and each journal is a adventure that he had, and so they're named just based off the journal number that has been found, but they all kind of take place randomly in his timeline. There's not a lot of carryover. Each Ys game is like very standalone, other than like, oh, this character is in like 4 of them, but they'll just like slightly mention things. So you can start with any Ys game, kind of like you could start with any Dragon Quest or any Final Fantasy game. Ys 8's really good. You get stranded on a deserted island, and you slowly recruit more people to your like island sanctuary. You build it back up, and you try to discover why the hell you can't get off this island that's guarded by a lot of, you know, big ass enemies. The action itself is, you know, it's serviceable, but you get to do like defense of your base, and like the exploration in and of itself is just a lot of fun. And the bosses are interesting for an action RPG. There's lots of dodging and different moves and all that sort of stuff, and the story's quite good. Could you explain the tier of each East games in basketball terms so I still won't understand? Okay. Um, so I would say East 1 through 4 are like the basketball equivalent of boxing out, where you just have to keep on bumping people out of your zone. And then East 5 through 7 is like mid-range 2-point jump shot. East 8 is an impeccable swish sound. Doesn't matter where you shot that ball from. And then East 9 and 10 are like mid-range pick and roll jumpers. Wait, where's my favorite little guy? Oh, you get to beat people up with coconuts with this gal, so she's my favorite. What can I say? I don't know. Just like the whole gameplay loop of exploring a new area on the island, gaining access to it, looking for its resources, finding new people that can help you on your journey, and get recruited to your base. And the story in and of itself about the Lacrimosa of Dana is pretty compelling. I liked it. Did I sob like a baby at the end? Sure did. Sure did. Unequivocally just a great game. This is the first East game I played, so now I want to play more. I got East Origin as a Secret Santa gift from a good friend of mine, so I'll probably play that. Might even put it, and once we finish Dragon Quest 3, maybe it'll be one of the poll options. Not sure. For like our Friday games. Anyways, East 8, by my account, great start. So if you want to start East game, it's good. Good option. Action itself is like quick and like you can chain together moves and stuff. It's not, we're not talking Devil May Cry or anything, Bayonetta, Final Fantasy 16 levels, but it's enjoyable. It's quick. It's not nothing like too fancy. It's more about like the experience of slowly mapping out and uncovering a deserted island, why it's deserted, and how to escape. With some good characters alongside it. So, yeah. It was probably my biggest, not my biggest surprise, one of my biggest surprises of the year in terms of games that I'm like, I don't know if I'd like this series. I'm like, yeah, I do. It's quite good. Didn't expect it. Happy to have it. Put it there. All right, Indiana Jones. It's the most Indiana. I mean, how do I go into it? It's by Machine Games, so it's got kind of a Wolfenstein vibe to it, which is a little janky when it comes to like how shooting works. You're very on rails, but they do know Nazis, which I guess did make them a great. Like, now that I think about it, that's the perfect developer for an Indiana Jones game. You know what? Smart by Lucas. Good work. I don't know how to go into this. I can't be like, it's like an Uncharted. It isn't. It played like what I would imagine an Indiana Jones game would play like. Troy Baker, who everybody seems to know, acquires RTX. Yeah, I played it on PlayStation because my computer wouldn't want that. Uh, but I understand. And I commiserate with you. Troy Baker, who like everybody knows because he's voice acted in like a billion games ever, actually did really well with the voice of Indiana Jones. I kind of did a spit take when he first talked because I kind of thought that they had somehow gotten Harrison Ford of like 40 years ago to talk. Uh, that never gets not uncanny too. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, that's Indiana Jones. It's incredible. It's the I think it's the best voice acting work he's ever done, just because it's so crazily match. Whoa. Whoa. Can't even talk about it. Anyways, it's really good. It doesn't go crazy on the action like I was kind of fearing. It really like lets you sit in like puzzling out ruins and how to figure out like how to progress through these various things. There's obviously combat. There's the whip. It's mostly like fisticuffs, which is fine because that's mostly how Indiana Jones works. It's really faithful. It feels like I'm missing Indiana Jones game for the vast majority of the game. The open world aspect, it's fine. It's cool when you get to find like a new ruin, kind of like how the best parts of like Rise of the Tomb Raider, for example, which is my favorite of the new trilogy. Um, when you stumble across, shocker, a tomb, that's the best part. The rest of the open world, take it or leave it, right? You know, you're finding little puzzles, or not really little puzzles, just like little artifacts and that sort of thing. I didn't really care about too much of that, except for when the open world was like a part of the Vatican, and you had to like camouflage yourself as like a priest. That was cool. More of that, and finding different pieces of the puzzle alongside that. I guess I wasn't surprised by this game, but I do like Machine Games' output over the last like decade. So unless, did they also make Rage 2? You didn't do that, did you? That should have been id, right? Whatever. Don't know if I feel like this open world felt more like wide linear. Yeah, I just don't even know if it needed to be wide linear. Um, I liked it a little bit more in. Oh, what's the Uncharted spin-off game? Lost Legacy. That felt more natural to me. Again, the debate isn't like, is this a good game? As you can see, rock hard. I just want even more. I mean, yeah. The fact that they let moments breathe and it's just like a lot of puzzles is very nice. There's not as much combat as I feared. There's a little more stealth than I'm good at, but that's a me problem. And yeah, the story is just, it's an Indiana Jones game. There's kooky characters. There's Indiana. It's him getting in trouble. I'd play a half dozen of these games because I haven't gotten a good Indiana Jones movie in 30 years. Since I was born. So yeah, I'll take this every day of the week. Honestly, just mwah, I loved it. Yeah, Jones had a good ending, at least on like 5. I couldn't even tell you 5 because I refused to watch it. When does Daniel Jones show up in this one? Did you solve the mystery at the end where you had to do a bunch of things in the Enochian wall? He's locked behind there, and if you don't solve it within 20 hours, he gets injured. Did you not? Did you not beat it in 20 hours, Gabe? Is that why the Colts got hurt? Is that your fault? Everybody else did it. Also, this moment where you you get buried up to your neck, and then there's like scorpions that keep on like crawling towards you, and then you have to blow them away for like 3 minutes, and he's just like, get away. 10 out of 10. There's moments of levity. There's, you know, it's got everything. It's a great game. I wish I had a single movie like this since I was born. Uh, Obviously, Harrison aged, but it's fine. Make more of these. They're great. And maybe make them Wolfenstein 3, because Wolfenstein 2 was truly unhinged, and I'd love to see more. But if you wanted to add the unhinging to this, that'd be great. Wouldn't mind it. Great game. I know it's not technically a top 10, but how many are there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. Okay. 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 Lies of PLC, I think, is my next one to slightly drop down. Slightly. I mean, we already played Lies of P. In fact, we played the entirety of the game. Alongside this, right? Yeah. Again, excellent game. I don't know if I have many negative things to say about it. It's more Lies of P. I liked some of the zoo was the highlight, and that was the beginning of the game, and then the very end of the game was also a highlight, and then the middle section, it's all right in terms of environments. I mean, they had super high highs, right? They had a duo boss that actually was fun and felt fair, almost an impossibility these days. The entirety of the first area's environment is incredible. Yeah, I mean, the zoo is it's perfect. It's a perfect choice. Weird zombified zoo, 10 out of 10. Weird industrial area that kind of reminds me of Silent Hill 2. Snowy mountains, pretty cool. That's also the start. Like the snowy through the zoo up to the carnival peak. Weird lull in the second third of the game, and then it jumps way back up at the start. Bosses are all hard. No comment on that. I love the fact that they had a boss refight available instantly, and the fact that two of the bosses were like story-driven co-op fights with NPCs and characters from the story that were important and felt cool. You have like kill animations and critical animations with them. They're talking during it. It's great. Lies of P is still probably my favorite non FromSoft Souls-like by a good amount. I love those claws. I wish we'd have done them more. I look forward to whatever weird fairy tale they pull out next. I feel like it's going to be Wizard of Oz, and I think that would be sick. Right now, there's only a Wizard of Oz JRPG. We need more. It's by far, it's got the music's great too. Just oh, it's great. Just the lull in the middle section, and I know it's just a DLC, so it's hard to like judge, but difficulty wise, it's tough. I'm also not great at them, so I don't know. I don't really didn't really run into too much of a trouble other than the final boss, which I just fought with the co-op partner, and then I learned solo and showed off that you can still learn it solo. Preferred it over Elden Ring? Yes. It's yes, correct. Correct opinion, sir. Good job. I also preferred it over Elden Ring. I liked Shadow of the Erdtree a lot more than Elden Ring, and I'd still put this over it. Just my preference. Even to watch was a lot better. It does help that I was probably better at this one. Maybe not. Maybe I wasn't. I died a lot. Hey Hex, how you doing? Anyways, that's that. I agree though. Elden Ring, we've gone into it a number of times. I don't think the open world pays off for a good experience, even if the long dungeons themselves are excellent. Where would I put this? Way up there. Got three more. Three more I want to kind of move around here. I feel like I can't have these, both of these in there. Oh wait. Oh, I only need to move two because one of them's going up to the greatest. I only need to move two. Got your cat on you? Very nice. Tough, just like you. You're very tough, buddy. More concise. I used to have my cat on me, and then I played fetch with her, and she never came back. So more concise story that you can follow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're no argument from me. I think it's great. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoy listening to other people talk about Dark Souls lore. I enjoy learning about the story in Lies of P myself. It's not that one system is better than the other for storytelling, but for me, I like that more. I just need to move two. I just need to move two. Or do I not move any? And then everybody's happy. Or everyone's upset. I'll move Night Rain down. Only because you need, and I mean need to have at least one more friend to play that game with you. Preferably two. Oh shit, I didn't put Split Fiction on here. That totally slipped by me. Put Split Fiction. This is also Split Fiction. This is fine. Think of this as both Night Rain and Split Fiction because you both need at least one friend to make this worthwhile. Split Fiction is just like It Takes Two. It's a co-op game. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of mini games to it. It's not as like tight story-wise. it's pretty dumb. But you still get to play an entire mini game where you wallow around in mud like pigs and then get turned into a hot dog and cook yourself and turn yourself into a meal. So rock hard. You need a second person for that. Night Rain, you technically don't need a person, but you really, really do, so that you can follow each other. Night Rain shocked the hell out of me, where like I didn't think they could turn a Souls like into a kind of battle royale in terms of like closing the ring kind of cooperative adventure. Um, but they did manage to do it really well. It's a lot of fun. It kind of works Elden Ring's kinks out for me because the open world just works to explore with your friends. Plus, like each of the characters is distinct, so like it doesn't really, I don't know, each character feels different to play. There's 10 now. My favorite's like this guardian guy who just like does damage by blocking and like tanks aggro and stuff, which is great. Love being able to tank in a game. Have your traditional like three caster, attacker, tanker um, situation. And the bosses are all designed for three people, so you never have like a should I not use like spirit summons? Should I use this? What's the experience they want for me? What's the most fun experience? It's just always designed around what you have in your party. And again, it just works really well. It's quick. Like leveling up, you just click and it's just, oof, okay, level up, boom, you're off to that. I think just with like more and more boss, I love the fact that they bring back like just random bosses from the Souls games. It's just fun to see like an old friend, you know, the Nameless King, Smelter Demon, Gaping Dragon. It's fun to see him again. It's a lot more casual. Dying is like not super punishing, and I don't know, you're dying together with friends. It just works way, way better than it really should. Like an incredible amount. I have no idea why. It just does. Everything's snappy, and it's fun to like tank aggro with friends. And maybe if we all played Souls games together, they'd just be more fun. Who knows? That being said, I still like Sekiro a lot, but they managed to wrangle what I thought would be unwrangleable into a multiplayer only game. It's miserable if you don't know the people. People will like leave in mid match and only want the best items and want you to trade. And if you pick something up, it ticks someone off and they leave. And playing with friends, it's great. You wander around the map, you fight little goobs. You do that twice, you fight some bigger bosses, and then you get to fight like the Night Lord. Some of which are better than others, and then they have like more difficulty that ramps on top of that I almost never play. It's kind of fun to like challenge their super bosses because they're not like more health, they just have a new move set entirely, like animated well and everything, which is another thing that I like a lot more here than I like their New Game Plus and most of the other Souls games. I'm not asking for a new like move set or anything, but it is very cool to have like a harder version of a fight that just is complete, not completely different, but like has the same bones but plays a lot differently. um I don't really care about their like it can get even harder. We're already rock hard. We can't, we can barely get any harder. Damn. uh like artificial difficulty, I don't care about at all, but stuff like that, which is just like an additional challenge you could take on, it's not bad. um there's a little too much like loot stuff with like the relics that power you up, that is like your permanent progression system. But uh relatively small complaints. Way more fun than it had any right to be when it came out. And it meshes together really well. somehow. There's even a little bit of story to it with each of the individual characters kind of learning. You have a little vignette that unlocks new, not powers, but relics for them and that sort of thing that directly benefit only you. So, and there's more nostalgic bits like costumes and stuff that you can buy with not real currency, but like you grind up by beating bosses. So that's always nice. Shockingly solid. Oh, there's just one more game I gotta get out of here. Even though it's not top 10, I know. I don't have to, I guess. Hmm. Hmm. Tough decision. And then we'll rapid fire, and then we'll give it all up for the best one. But Split Fiction is here too. Just this is Split Fiction as well. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Because I did play that this year, and it is a lot of fun. I'm just staring. I'm side eyeing both horror games, and I'm like, which one did I like more? Do I blaspheme? Hmm. Or do I go away from both of them entirely? Hmm. Or do I cop out and it's now a top 11? Maybe. Let's talk about them. Okay, we'll start with Sonic and Shadow Generations. I've already played Sonic Generations, which is a good game. Shadow Generations is like really good. It's the best Sonic game I've played in maybe ever. It's so fun. There's a whole open world that you get to explore with new moves. Uh, it's just more fun to play. I don't have any good analysis of Sonic games. I'm not a huge enthusiast. Besides, going fast is a lot of fun for sure. Um, but the open world combined with like the really well done level design of the new like Shadow the Hedgehog levels is just really good. It's the one Sonic game per decade that you get that's really good. We'll be waiting another decade. We'll see you in 2034 for the next good Sonic game or great Sonic game. You get one a decade, minus the racing games because those are usually pretty solid. Um, I can't talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza uh, too much because a lot of it for me is tied to the very ending of the game that I won't spoil. Um, but outside of that, it's I don't know. I wouldn't say rock solid, rock solid platformer because you can literally destroy a ton. Like you can just rip stuff out of the ground and surf on it. But the like freedom of movement that the Odyssey team kind of already perfected in Odyssey continues in Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it just works really well. I like 2D Donkey Kong more. Not a shocker. Tropical Freeze, like the original Country trilogy and that sort of thing, are classics, one and all. But it is a lot of fun to basically just destroy a world as a really angry ape and look for bananas and turn into different, goobers like an elephant. Where's the elephant bonanza? No, wait. We need to do the ostrich bonanza because it is cursed. 1 second. It's cursed. But also, your crest is made out of banana. So, what's the. How can you. There's a bunch of these that you can, like, loop through the different transformations, and you get to do even more different movements. You like a spring snake, a glide. DK Bonanza speedrun soon too. That's gonna blow everything out of the water. You'll see like insane movement. Just the same with Odyssey. The freedom you get of expressing, or not expressing, but exploring, and getting to things in your own way. And there's like a billion options that are all just a lot of fun to do. Is unmatched. I mean, Zostrich has human teeth. I don't know. Oh man, really good. It would respect. It would be. It'd be like somewhere around here in Rock Hard, except for the ending. So now it's here. No, actually, you know what? You're going. You're going there. You're going up here. Something like that. We'll just talk. Anyways, Astrobot, we played it at the beginning of the year, broke my leg, finished the game. Incredibly rock solid 3D platformer. Fun as like a history thing for like PlayStation Studios. A lot of fun little. Most of the levels were just very enjoyable. I got no qualms with it. Its music's fine, I guess. If I had to think of something that's not as great, the speedrunning like challenges are really cool. I don't know. It's nice. It's simple. It's absolutely bursting at the seams with like 3D platforming ideas, and that's all I got for that. Blueprints, besides the actual pun of it, is just like a perfect little puzzle game crossed with like way more interesting roguelike than I imagined. And somehow that blended together like super well for me. I didn't really know what to expect going into the game, quite honestly. And some of the puzzles, they eventually get truly ludicrous. But that's like post game stuff that isn't necessary. It's just like extra for people that, like hunting down mysteries, like the crazy people that are hunting down feathers and spiderwebs in Red Dead Redemption 2 this week. Yeah, a lot of the mysteries tie together. There is the big friction point I think is like you need a room and you can't find that room, but you eventually get so many different options for like forcing rooms out that you want or don't want that it reduces significantly by the time you actually want to be able to find that room that you need. Mostly. I totally get some people that just get frustrated with it and put it down, but I think if you put the time into it, the intricacies of the puzzles and like the layers of how everything fits together is really really well done, like insanely so. um and the story's not bad either if you really want to look into it. If you don't want to look into it, that's fine too. It stands on its own as a puzzle game, in my opinion. and as a roguelike, and together it kind of accentuates each other, complements, with some minor frictional issues. Any puzzle game that forces you to break out a notebook has your respect. Yeah, same thing with Lorelei and the Laser Eyes last year. Though that was more pure puzzle game than roguelike, obviously. Um, but same here. I have a notebook that has like 20 pages filled for this game, and I enjoyed every second of it. So it did its job. It's great. Um, Borderlands 4, first good Borderlands game since 2. Yeah, I mean there's only wait no there was 3 since then, wasn't there? Oh dear God. Kind of remembers what kind of charmed me with the first Borderlands game, and has just a lot more like calm down writing, um, alongside a really fun characters to play as, b an interesting world again, c a villain that doesn't make me want to rip my ears off, and for like a kind of a fresh start that takes place on an entirely new world and there's not many returning characters, which kind of got overwhelming by the time 3 was done with all of its DLC. A slam dunk, some might say, a triple slam dunk, truly. Um, I still don't really know how there's a 4 in there. Is he shaped like a 4? They usually have like this. Oh wait, no, the 4 is behind him. They always have the number on there. Anyways, um, really good looter shooter. Not a lot more to say. It's a lot of fun to play. Uh, Writing has taken a steep nosedive up from Zoinks and Yikes tier, respectively. Not not much to complain about, other than fast travel's a little limited for such a big world, but it's not a big deal. Pipistrel and the Cursed Yo-Yo. Actually, my favorite like Metroidvania of the year. No, second favorite. Oops. Oops. Except this one's like top down instead of side scroller. So to me, it's just more, I don't know, unique. Whoa. Anyways, it just builds itself complete. I mean, the story is whatever. You don't really need that crazy of a story when the gameplay is this fun, but you just travel around for capitalistic hellholes of I'm gonna exploit my workers, areas. You beat people up with your cursed yo-yo, to try and help your aunt who's also trying to control all of the power in the city. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take itself that seriously. But the combat, the movement, and all the tech that goes into it is all around your yo-yo. You've got flips, you've got wall rides, you've got like angles you can shoot out at, you can walk the dog across water. It's got all the basic movement you'd want, but it ties it all into the main gimmick of the game, and it's always fun. Like using the different angles, all the different badges you can use, the fact that you go into debt to upgrade yourself. You have to pay off the person that upgrades you, before you can remove the negative penalty you get while you're paying off that debt. It's really good. It's like my favorite upgrade tree style of this year for sure. Because it's just so dumb and perfect in every way. It's like, oh, well, you want your attack up? That's fine, but until you pay off this debt, your attack will be down. You just kind of got to struggle along. Um, or at least know where some money is that you can do. There's lots of little mini like room puzzles you do alongside the various like big dungeons um, that pepper the world. The bosses themselves are interesting. You've got a parry system, but that you don't really need to deal with it. It knows exactly what it set out to do, and it does that really, really well. Everything, everything follows that darn yo-yo, and it works perfectly in every way. I absolutely love traversal. Combat is fun, and then like puzzle solving and everything is it's a great game. 10 out of 10. You even can do a little build crafting with the various like badges to help you out with like some of the harder like combat or like platforming challenges. So I 100%ed this gladly, easily, and would do it again. Great game. Don't mind me moving games up. I don't know. These Silent Hill 2 and Look Outside are both kind of like opposite sides of the same coin in terms of my enjoyment, at least. They're obviously very different games, and Silent Hill 2 historically big big impact on the genre as a whole. Look Outside is strangely a pretty hopeful, and that's crazy looking at stuff like this game, but it's not. I mean, it's got like a ton of horror and like incredible design and whatever. It's a turn-based RPG and all that. But it's kind of hopeful outside of everything, despite whatever any of the like these things are. It has a pretty thick undercurrent of like, I don't know, self-acceptance and like enjoying each other's differences and like just being a kind soul to a bunch of people that have had crazy 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 things happen to them at any given time. It's I don't know. It's just, and like every situation's just odd in that game. Every room you enter could be horrific, hilarious, or something in between, but you always find a way forward in this game. I mean, it's super cosmic horror-y, obviously. Like a light outside has essentially just transformed everybody that looks at it into some kind of monster that reflects themselves in some way. Mostly, at least. It's just, you know, you can have a conversation with a vending machine monster and start talking to them and give them confidence. And I don't know. You feed your hand to a wall monster and then you use that to save a rat baby who eventually wears a baseball cap and calls you dad. Or like a Hydra monster that like eventually gets herself under control. And I mean, there's bad endings for all those, I'm sure, but It doesn't have an innocence to it. It just has an earnestness that I found very refreshing in a genre where, I don't know, despair is the one of the main currencies. And then the combat itself and like the like requisitioning of like time and exploration of the weirdness of your apartment building and like different equipments you can do fits pretty well. I mean, I have somewhat of a history in like RPG Maker games, like Space Funerals, probably my first, and then going on from there. But maybe it just hit me at the right time. The writing was quite good, um, and this, yeah, it's just a weirdly hopeful horror game. It doesn't happen very often at all. Um, it's either like excess to the max, like Resident Evil, any of them. I'd say four, like where it's scary but it's kind of like campy, or it's like the next game, which is Silent Hill 2, which is like true despair. Um, Silent Hill 2 also very good, terrifying, uh, just awful. The sound design alone is, oh my god, spooktastic, disgusting. Story vibes with me because like I'm a big Lynch fan, and Silent Hill is nothing if not weird and ethereal and kind of unknowable. It just tortures you with your own sins, essentially, and guilt. And the characters are all weird, and everything's really lonely, and God, it does a good job of setting atmosphere. Combat for Silent Hill 2, it's whatever. But we're back on vibes. The vibes uncanny. Can't top them. Don't mind me. It's fine. Silksong, uh, to me at least, some people would probably put it way lower now. Didn't vibe with them. Either the design of it, the difficulty of it, the feel of the main character, a bunch of other stuff that is understandable. I really like Silksong. I thought it was a huge, not improvement, but like shock of how different a game in the same series can be. Like Hornet plays completely differently, super fluid compared to like the Knight's very rigid attacks. Um, actually talks, cares about people, and you can actually learn more about them because she actually has a character. Not, and it's not even like a this is better. It's just a perfect companion piece in the contrasts that it does with the original Hollow Knight in comparison. These two characters, how they exist in this environment alone is different. And they're both excellent in their own way. Silksong just hit harder for me. I loved the the apocalypse at the end and the various characters you get to know and save because you can actually like talk to them and get to know them. The side quests were whatever. Might be a bit of an overcorrect because people missed a lot of side quests in Hollow Knight because they did a very Dark Souls thing of just like, if you find them, then you can do it, and if not, they might die. Um, Whereas some of the Silksong side quests were like, collect 10 Google Gobbles for me, but most were good. Most were interesting. Um, Plus, the music's still great, art's still great, bosses were great. It's got a lot of the same connective DNA, but the way these two characters exist in the world is so different that they diverge completely, but they remain like perfect companion pieces for each other, and I love that. 9 Souls here. 9 Souls was probably the biggest surprise of the year for me. Nope, I didn't do that. 1 second. Zoop. There we go. Like perfectly translated Sekiro into a 2D art style and gameplay. Turned it into also like a platformer, kind of Metroidvania, but very light Metroidvania aspects. And then added in an incredible art style and like a really good sci-fi horror story. And it had this guy who you feed poison that he wants to eat poison. That's how he gets stronger or something. It's really funny. The heal trees, whatever, but like a really good story, incredibly good compared to what I expected, which is usually just kind of like a ho hum whatever of like this society of stagnancy and decay, and each of the individual bosses and characters reacting to that in, you know, different ways. You know, iron-fisted ruling must increase production. Everything goes to indolence and excess. Some people still researching, for better or worse, a solution out of their problems. And your character, whose name I think exists, but I don't remember it, kind of being above it all at the start and then getting increasingly humanized. It's interesting because he's a cat. But like getting additional emotional depth and humanization with your constant like visits to your base and the humans and other creatures you interact with. Really, I don't know. They just give so much space for growth. With the constant like going to a boss base. It seems simple, but allowing each area to affect you a little differently and then to come back changed and interact with the same characters a little differently is very cool. Let alone the combat being like absolutely incredible. Like the parry system and the combat system and everything, just perfect. I have no notes. I loved like every boss fight, at least a lot, if not even more than a lot. I never really got stuck. It all fit together really well for me. Whether that's the same case for everyone, I'm not sure. But for me, what a game. What do we got? We got 2 others, right? Yeah. I don't know how much more I can talk about Expedition 33. I feel like everyone's kind of talked about it. It's really good. Won a bajillion Game of the Year awards. I don't know how much I can talk about it. It has one of my favorite characters in gaming for at least a long time. I really enjoyed Verso, and the writing's solid. Character interactions are incredible. Combat's great. The flexibility of customization in each character is really good and differentiates a lot. They don't just have different weapons, they have true different rhythms and styles to their play. My favorite being usually Verso or the blue mage of the party that takes somebody else's power for him. Yeah, and just gorgeous and really good music. A lot of people have talked about the game, so I won't that much. It's very good. It's not my favorite game of the year. I'm so sorry, but Thousand Times Resist is peak storytelling and art, and I loved it every second of it. Just I there's like 20 or 30 themes being talked about in the story of like 10 to 12 hours, and they're all being talked about with a lot of intelligence and a lot of like symbolism and, you know, just intention. Every part of the story felt intentional to me. Loops around between generations of characters that you'll see. Oh, just I can't even talk about it that much because I feel like people should really play the game. It's really good. There's not a lot of gameplay to this game. It is a visual novel in all but name, except its art and some of its like environments themselves are not that's something more. Really, really something. Just incredible. I probably talked about it a lot better in my review, even though that was a really short review and I'm kind of just blabbering now. That's on the Discord, but if you can somehow juggle like talking about like protesting revolutions, generational trauma, like identity and sense of self, and like a half dozen other very heavy topics and juggle them all well through a central storyline that is also damn compelling. A ton of the same clone existing as like the last living people on this moon base. You've succeeded as storytelling. You can retire. Let alone the voice acting, which is quite damn good. Let alone some of the music, which is haunting. It's just a storyteller at the absolute peak of their powers, executing to a T their vision. Full stop. I loved every second of it. And I also know a lot of people might not, because it's really just a visual novel. Um, but I would say give it a chance because it's so good. Every single character, I recognize so many of the characters because you just run around this base, and even though they're all the same person, they aren't. They all have their own problems, and you can follow them through all of it. Oh, it's so good. Plus, it deserves more love because Expedition 33 got all of it. And it deserved it. But I like highlighting smaller games when I can. That's why Lorelei and Laser Eyes was last year's. I did do Alan Wake too, but and you know, like Astrobot, it's fine. It's fine. If you do one thing, my God, pretty much anything you'll play through here is really good this year. I got it was a good year. It was a really good year of games. And I know I didn't stream all these. I streamed probably half of them. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I streamed most of the really good ones. And then 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 out of the 18 or something. About 2/3. play any of these. They're really good. But if you just play one, 1,000 times resist. If it sounds good to you. Some people it won't sound good, and that's fine. But for me, it was perfect, and that's my year. I went half hour over what I wanted to do. I thought this would take an hour and a half, and I'd play the game for the rest of the time. This took 3 hours, 3.5 hours. But thanks for joining me. I like talking about games. I hope this was enjoyable. Something a little. I mean, it's not new. It's a tier list. Everybody does tier lists, but I do hope it was refreshing for the channel and talking about it a little bit more than just like a couple lines while I'm slamming away on Isaac. Isaac would be in a tier list here, and it would just say Isaac. There we go. We've covered everything. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you liked it, leave a follow or just come back, hang out any other time you want. We'll be back next week with more of the Seance of Blake Manor and a bunch of other things. If you like stuff like this, I'll try to do more slightly out of the ordinary for this channel because I haven't changed anything in 6 years. Let me know. If not, I'll just keep playing games. That's fine too. Appreciate y'all, your all input and talking. Hope you had a great time. And yeah, have a great rest of your weekend, y'all. Catch you later. Doing more SpongeBob tier. Nice. I look forward to it. It was fun. Have a good weekend. You too. Talk to all y'all another time. Toodaloo.